Only just.
That better make it in the video.
Hi, hey, people, what's good? How is everyone doing? Well, you can't answer me that. That's great intro. I'm with Kevin. Hi. Hey.
Hi.
I hope you guys are gonna praise that intro, because that will be the only one of its kind. So yeah, we're back in Grimsgate here. It's only been like 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, we've been kept to our word.
Yeah.
So that's pretty nice, and you've been building lots of shit, dude. Like epic stuff. That some of it I will show like later in this video, like super late because it's a late edition.
Yeah.
But you've been going mad with some special pieces that are gonna be important for the project.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm almost at the point where I have exhausted, I think, every steampunk and Victorian reference photo on Google, and I'm running out of ideas. So I think we're at that point where I'm gonna be like breaking away from just, building a bunch of TNTK. I mean, I'd have signs to make and stuff, but like as far as the pieces that we need, like this, we have everything. I think basically. We have bricks.
We honestly don't need any more.
No, I just tried to make like ride specific stuff at this time, so you'll see all that in a different video.
100%. And you also, like the other day, you were like, "All right, I'm kind of over making these things. Give me something I can make quick."
Yeah.
Or like, and I was like, I'm sending Kevin like a few pictures, and he was like, "No, next." And I was like, "What about a door?" He's like, "A door?"
That fucking door, man.
Send me. Let's make a door, and then you'll see the door later in the video, which I will add to the entrance. Yeah, we'll get back to that. But this building here is based off like a Lego set building that Kevin sent me on Discord, and he was like, "Hey man, what do you think about this building?" And I was like, could work. What's funny, I always feel like when you see these small miniature builds, is how to build it in a human scale.
Yeah.
It is a challenge, because but I feel like I went pretty well with this, and I also at the end, me added my own sort of detail and thing, so it's not a complete replica, as I do not like to do. I want it to be my sort of unique thing I built, So yeah, I'm just using a lot of. I think these are the window frames you did too for the manor.
Possibly. I can't tell because of the color, but yeah, I think so.
Right. Yeah, it was so funny the other day when I was like saying, what we should do? We should like put all the Theme Maker Toolkit pieces down on like a blank spot or sheet in the park, because I really love all the pieces Kevin made, but I have no idea anymore what pieces he still have made that I completely have just overlooked. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about this, right? It was just like, and you even said, "Yeah, man, me too, man. I forget sometimes that, oh, that's my piece."
I see some photos every once in a while on Discord, and I'm looking at a piece, and I'm just like, did I make that? Like, it's at the point where I can't keep up with everything that I've made. There's just too many pieces now.
Yeah, and I don't blame you though, because like, especially on this series here, this project, you've been pretty unstoppable. But why stop a groove, right?
Yeah.
So I really do appreciate all the cool buildings you've added on, pieces, because they're really doing a lot. They're really making it nice to build and get like some sort of a different vibe in some of the buildings, except for these lion heads, which is clearly some of my favorite pieces you've done. And I know you're making
everywhere.
you're working on some more ornaments for me because you were like, you need to get away from that.
It's a good
face.
piece, whatever. I don't care.
I mean, it's a great piece. Really, really great, especially for what we're doing here. I wasn't actually going to do interior in it, but I kind of ended up doing it anyways. But I'm not filming all the interior work I do, so then but there will be something, because we kind of made a little agreement on what we're gonna do on the right section of the building here. This little, you see the right side where I made a little door and the windows. It's gonna be a little pub, and it's gonna be dedicated to a person in our community, and we're gonna do that around the whole park here, right? As we talked about, you're gonna make some special signs and stuff in Blender. It was actually Kevin's idea, and I actually thought it was a super cool idea as well. Since I'm doing it in Blackmire, then we thought, like, what about also doing it here, but just in a more, not really lore based, but just like in generic, just a shout out, you know, like a. So that's what we're gonna do. We will eventually, you guys will eventually see the signs and what it is and who. And so
I ain't gonna lie,
yeah, we definitely already have.
Looking at you build this behind the area and to the left of it in that open spot, I am just gonna say it would be a cool area for one of those like outdoor car track rides where it just goes around in like a track. You know what I'm talking about?
No, a dirt, like a I think I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's just like those cars that drive, they're really slow and it just goes around on the track. I think that would look really cool right there, but we haven't really talked about any of that stuff.
Yeah. No, but I think that area on the left of the building here is eventually going to be built or have some buildings, right?
Yeah.
So you will not be able to really see the area behind here, behind where the manor actually is, and then we can always place some trees and stuff in the back to fill it up. Because that was kind of like my point here, like trying to build a big building next to the entrance, and then we can slowly add those maybe row buildings, and then you even added like, oh my god, these things Kevin have made. You're gonna see that in the next episode, guys, because then we're gonna go a little bit back into Grimsgate itself again and build some stuff. But yeah.
Oh, you can kind of see it.
Yeah, you can sort of see a little bit of things here in the back. You can see the black. That's what we mentioned. But I'm talking about the what is it called now? The monorail sort of thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't mind showing off the monorail. There's some those pieces that I did for the dark ride. I want to keep all that stuff secret for the videos.
Yes, you should. You totally should.
I've showed some pictures, but I haven't really told anybody what it's for. So, kind of just a thing. So you'll see it. But they came out fantastic. I'm actually using this new program to texture my models. It's an Adobe Substance Painter, and it's incredible. Like it takes so much less time, and the results are much better. And they don't have like those awful lines going through them that I just, I'm still learning. So at the end of the day, everything's an improvement. So like as of right now, though, I think the pieces that I've made the last 2 weeks are just clearly night and day better than most of the things that I've made so far. So I'm very happy. So we'll have some fun stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I just look at the pieces and I just go like, this is fucking amazing. Like, no matter if it's like one you did yesterday or if it's one you did 3 weeks ago. Like, I mean, for me, like I just feel like you nail like the texture, like just everything when you do these, and also like with the whole Planko vibe. Yeah. You kind of get it mixed in there as well, like, and it's just nice. Again, it's literally, yeah.
I definitely got to give a lot of shout outs to Idro, because he was definitely the one that got me started in figuring out how to do all this stuff, and from there kind of picked up on my own tricks and stuff. So I mean, I couldn't have done it without Idro. So definitely, if you're watching Idro, I appreciate it, man. Like, you've started a whole new life for me just by teaching me one program. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. It's really cool, and you're getting so good at it, and it shows, especially now when we can promote your pieces like this and what you do. We also have some things down below in the description. You guys can go and click on and see what that is all about.
Yeah.
So do that as well.
It's also really exciting to
So I'm
not know what to do, because you just ask for certain things and I just give you pieces, and then the next morning or later down the week you'll show me a picture of what you used some of the pieces for, and I'm just like, ah, damn. Like, we're working really good as a team. Like,
yeah, I gotta say that. That also, like, yeah, when we share inspiration pictures to each other, they are very similar. Like, they go very hand in hand.
And those Lego pictures lately have been just on point. I don't know what it is, but those Lego Steampunk builds are just incredible.
Yeah, some of them are just really cool, man. Really cool. So in here I added like a shop, and then I added a toilet that is actually functioning, and I even added a second floor so people can get up on this little patio thing on top there. I put a bench as well. You can see me doing this now, kind of like working it in slowly. Yeah, I just kind of like wanted a little bit more action inside the building here, getting people to walk in and out, and now I'm just trying like to cover it up and trying to make it look nice and minkle it in. And yeah, as I say, I think that this might be one of the better buildings. Again, I've been building in here. I feel like it constantly kind of like, it depends on where I need to build it. If I know it has to be like in the entrance, I want it to be something that, you know, makes you want to look at it, stuff like that, you know. And now, of course, this building has become bigger or taller than the entrance itself, but it doesn't really matter to me because the composition is still very nice with the chimneys and Kevin's dive coaster in the back with the whole Baron kind of vibe that you can literally just see in the middle there. It's just perfect. Like, I really feel like that. Yeah, we're doing it pretty well compared to having half of it organized, the half of it is just improv.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, it's like we didn't plan on this. We for the first like half of the project, we didn't even plan on having an entrance. We just wanted like a little city, but and then and still, like, I don't really want a full traditional theme park. Like, I don't. This is kind of, you think about this in like 100 years ago, but with like modern-ish type of like coaster. Obviously, you didn't have these types of coasters 100 years ago, but it's inspired. No. And it would be in a place where you wouldn't have a huge like spot of land to just build from scratch. Like, this was already there and we had to work around it, so it's not like a big circle. It's not like the most like easily accessible park, but you know, it was never really meant to be. So you can kind of see that when you kind of walk in the entrance. It's kind of tight, but it's a smaller park
for sure.
It's not meant to have the capacity of like Disney or anything like that. So
yeah, and it wasn't. I mean, as we've said, like, it wasn't the goal, and then we added like tons of things, and we said it's not the goal, and kept on doing it. But we are now also at this very point now where we are like, let's focus on what we know we want, and then whenever we come to that point where we're like, okay, because we have like, that's also sometimes like what's dangerous sometimes with these kind of projects is that if you start too many things it just could become like also too overwhelming at some point for you.
And like right now,
you know,
I can't. I hate to say this, but like I can't. I've told you what I want with the station of the coaster, and I just know that I can't. I could probably make some of those shapes and stuff on the side of the building in Blender, of course, but like the building itself, I'm just not really good at making those custom buildings. So like, I'm waiting on you to try to get in there and figure out what you want to do. And then once all the buildings are there, then I could finish the area and get all that stuff finished up. But I'm leaving all that stuff empty until you can get the building in there. But I think you still have a few other things to do first, right?
Yeah, there's still a few things, and as I said to also kind of like want to end off some of the buildings, like the roofs, and just so we kind of like get some structure. Also, so it looks more organized and also ready for phase 2 when we want to present that here soon.
You're gonna be getting some cables soon. I gotta get in the park and take some measurements, because I kind of want some cables going from like building to building, and some of them are gonna have to be pretty damn long. So I'm gonna have to measure get you some like custom cables. Because I know you've been asking for those, but I think
Yeah.
in the meantime, while you're finishing up these builds, I'm gonna go in and finish up the dive coaster. I think all of the narrations that we're planning on doing are gonna be done at the end. I'm gonna leave all of that stuff till the end, but I'm gonna finish up like all of the building work on the coaster, the station, and fix the fucking lift hill that you keep telling me to fix that I just don't. It's fine. It's what it looks like in real life, Wikz.
Is it though?
Yes. Maybe not.
Okay,
maybe
okay.
not as long, but you know what? Maybe I'll just fix it a little bit. All right, it's fine.
I mean, if you say to me that I have to be careful about, yeah,
We'll fix
all the
it.
things you say,
We'll
right?
fix it. I've had another person say something about it too, so it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, and then after you finish up that, we can finish phase 2, and then you can start getting into the new section, and I'll finish up the dark ride, and we'll kind of meet in the middle, and we should be finishing. I think the festival
Yeah,
is probably the last thing that we do.
Yes, and of course we want to make, we want to get like the festival this really nice vibe of the whole era we are building, with like some funky music, like some blues, maybe some jazz, and I even also kind of want to get my own sort of house, jazz house in here we talked about, and Kevin is gonna get his own kind of shop in here as well. So like. Still a few things here and there to do, as Kevin just said, and we will get there. And I also think, like, I still feel like this project is going to be a small one, because we still have put on some limitations for us to build in this sort of compactness. Because there might be a lot of buildings, but besides the whole, like, thing, right? It's
we're at like
very
65% or so, I'd say. I think we only need like 40,000 more pieces. I mean, we just have one main section to finish. The dark ride's almost done. You said you're gonna go in there and do some building work, but that's, you know, doesn't need to be.
Yeah, and then of course the queue, right? Need the queue.
I'm finishing the queue right now. Yeah, I got all that stuff taken care of. I kind of want. I saw a picture from, I think it's Disneyland, how it has this like kind of tower in front of it, and it's all these planets and stuff, and all these like weird shapes and spinny like gears and stuff. I want to make something like that and have a centerpiece somewhere, so you kind of walk by it and just have this awesome thing in the queue, and you just kind of walk around it. You know how like in the Velocicoaster it's got the raptors in the middle and you kind of walk around them?
Yeah.
So I'm working on that.
That would be cool. That would definitely be cool. Yeah. I agree. And we also have to like finish off the piss alley, as we call it, right?
Yeah. The piss alley is almost
or
done.
maybe
you
we'll
just need to finish cluttering up the building that I started.
Yeah, pretty much.
I already did most of it. You just got to put some.
I mean, of course. I don't know if we're gonna call it piss alley anymore, or maybe call it a creator or like a shout out's name, but I don't know if how the creator will know now that this was actually originally the piss alley. But we haven't.
I can make a
Kevin
sign
haven't talked about that.
I can make a sign that says piss alley, and I'll cross it out and put a new name over. I don't know. We'll figure out a way to pay homage to the piss alley name.
Yeah, and we will do that, like as I said, eventually everywhere and stuff. So it's gonna be super cool.
I was thinking a couple of weeks ago. I forgot to say something, but I was kind of thinking like in the really dark part of the alley over where the coaster lets out, to have like some sound effects of just like water sounding like somebody's taking a piss in the alley.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Like you walk up to like one of the doors and you just hear it, just like oh, here's the door.
Yes. So this is well, you can also you really need to talk about this, but Kevin like he made this in like a day. Like he asked me like before I went to bed, send me a picture or like, and I said door, right? And then I wake up the day after, and this is the end result. Yes, right, Kev.
Oh, I was so happy with it too. It came out fucking perfect.
It did, man. They did one hell of a job here. Freaking amazing. And those pillars, oh my god, I'm gonna use them so much.
Yeah, those pillars right
Especially
there.
in the manor.
I fucked up and I didn't put like a good picture of those on the workshop. See, that's one of my biggest problems is that I do so much of this stuff that I don't want to take the time to take a nice screenshot. Just take the time to read it on the workshop. You know, that's really all. I mean, it's yeah. Maybe I should do a better job, but I'm fucking lazy.
I mean, maybe you can just take screenshots from Grimsgate, promote it like that, like they're in the doors here now, right? Just take close-up shots from it or something.
But they're like perfectly spiraled columns, and they're just got this nice shiny wooden texture, and they could literally go on any building. They just look great.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm trying to make more pieces that like people can use in other parks, and that's definitely one of those pieces.
Yeah, you've made so many pieces people can use. So after I like dressed up the building there and made it like as I can like leave it for now, I was like, okay, let me try and do something here, because this was very like classic and like still very generic for like just an opening or like a roundabout or something like that on a street, right? So I was like, what if I kind of like make like a small fake hill here, or make it feel like we have like some grass lying around here, spice it up a bit with some fencing, put in some foliage. And I was like, you know what? I actually really like this, how this looked, especially when I started looking in Tidget Cam and stuff. And especially if we're gonna get some more cars, some carriages in, maybe some cables, all kind of stuff. Maybe even have bunting hanging from the tree. I don't know. I mean, we can literally make this area so crazy.
I really wish we had those
so many
that had those rails that actually moved, and we would totally have those right there.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, you have the.
And then you can see here.
You have the piece that I made. You could definitely try to put it in here somewhere. That'd be a good place for it.
It would. That's a good idea actually. Yeah. And also, Kevin also made like a Grimsgate font that's gonna stand out outside of the entrance, which we will hopefully have on next time as well.
Yeah, I might make it taller. When I put it down, it went up to like chest level, and I know the one at Disneyland California Adventure before they removed it, they were fucking tall. They were like probably 15 feet. I don't know if I want them that tall because I don't want it to cover the building, but I don't want it to look like a tripping hazard either. So.
No, I get that. That's I also, as you can see, try to add some people walking around just to see how it will all look, right? So, but yeah, this is the end. This is the end, though. So here's like some shots of what's been added today. Look at that, though. That's what I mean, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
It's perfect, man. It's perfect. So So yeah, homie, thanks for making these awesome things here that I can keep on building with, so we can show people. Yeah, so guys, leave a comment down below and check all the things in the description. And me and Mango will see you hopefully within 2 weeks again for some more Grimsgate.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.
Oh boy.